Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Global news reports on the mounting tension in Iran as U.S. President Donald Trump's deadline for reopening the Strait of Hormuz approaches, accompanied by threats of attacks on Iranian power plants and bridges. Tehran residents are rushing to prepare, stocking up on bottled water and charging essential devices like cell phones and power banks. The atmosphere is marked by a mix of fear and defiance among citizens. One dialysis patient expressed worry for fellow citizens but vowed, "Whatever happens, we will stand until the end." Others are terrified, particularly about potential power outages affecting water supply, hygiene, and daily life. Many residents have left Tehran for safer areas, while those remaining describe a sense of resignation, with some expressing readiness to defend their country. Security is notably tighter and internet access remains largely shut off. Civilians fear becoming the primary victims of any infrastructure attacks, potentially going back to the Stone Age, as one teacher lamented. The Associated Press team, reporting under Iranian government supervision but with editorial independence, captures the stark reality on the ground. CBS News reports that global markets experienced a significant rally following President Trump's announcement of a conditional 2-week ceasefire with Iran. This comes despite ongoing attacks on Gulf states and reported explosions on Iranian islands. Oil prices notably dropped below 100 per barrel, while stock markets in Asia, Europe, and U.S. futures surged, signaling investor relief after more than 5 weeks of conflict. Shipping traffic in the vital Strait of Hormuz began to slowly resume, though South Korea maintains an advisory for caution due to lingering regional risks. Iran's Supreme National Security Council hailed the agreement as a great victory, citing a 10-point plan including U.S. military withdrawal and lifting sanctions. Conversely, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance described it as a fragile truce, expressing concern over some Iranian officials lying about military achievements and emphasizing President Trump's impatience for genuine progress in negotiations. EU leaders and Egypt welcomed the ceasefire as a step back from the brink and a significant step towards ending the war, crediting Pakistan for mediation. Israel, however, stated that the ceasefire does not apply to its ongoing war with Hezbollah. Asian shares experienced a significant surge in Wednesday trading, while global oil prices plummeted, following news of a 2-week ceasefire agreement between the United States and Iran. The deal, reported by the Asahi Shimbun, includes the crucial reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, a vital route for international oil supplies that had been blocked due to the conflict. Japan's Nikkei 225, South Korea's Kospi, Hong Kong's Hang Seng, and the Shanghai Composite all saw substantial gains. Concurrently, benchmark U.S. crude and Brent crude both dropped significantly, and natural gas futures declined by 20%. The S&P 500 on Wall Street posted a modest gain, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average dipped slightly. Treasury yields eased, and the U.S. dollar weakened against the yen and euro as its safe haven appeal diminished. However, market analysts emphasize a mood of cautious optimism, noting the ceasefire's temporary nature and the need to monitor the normalization of shipping and progress towards a more durable peace agreement. Republican Clay Fuller has won Marjorie Taylor Greene's former House seat in Georgia, while Democrat Chris Taylor secured a seat on Wisconsin's Supreme Court, according to UPI. These two contests were closely watched on Tuesday, as Democrats hope to regain ground ahead of November's midterms. Fuller, a district attorney, won the District 14 runoff with nearly 56% of the vote after receiving President Donald Trump's endorsement. He ran on an America First platform, advocating for mass deportations and conservatism. Sean Harris, the Democratic candidate framed his loss as a victory against Trump, noting a significant reduction in the GOP margin from Greene's previous win. In Wisconsin, appeals judge Chris Taylor claimed victory in the state Supreme Court election, filling the seat vacated by retiring conservative Justice Rebecca Bradley. Taylor's win means the Wisconsin Supreme Court now holds a 5-2 liberal majority. In her victory speech, Taylor emphasized protecting citizens' rights, freedoms, and democracy, contrasting with her opponent's focus on judicial experience. This follows last year's election of Democrat-endorsed Susan Crawford to the court, despite significant spending from Elon Musk. State Rep. Francesca Hong congratulated Taylor, stating that Wisconsinites voted for leadership that represents their state motto. NPR is reporting that American journalist Shelly Kittleson has been released. Kittleson was held for a week after being kidnapped by an Iranian-backed Iraqi militant group. Her release brings an end to a tense period of uncertainty following her abduction. This development will likely be a significant relief to her family, colleagues, and the international community. Further details regarding the circumstances of her release or any negotiations that may have taken place were not immediately provided in the report. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.